In general, I've been very impressed with Korea. This is my third time. The first time I came as part of my work professionally. I come from Canada, working with the government of Canada. So I had an opportunity at that stage to be able to travel throughout Korea, from Panmunjom, Seoul, Busan, and Gapyeong. So I did get to see quite a bit of the country. And the next time I came was in 2009 for the elections of the National Fraternity of Korea, and then this time for a fraternal visit to the National Fraternity of Korea. My impression is the country is a beautiful country, and the people are as beautiful as the country landscape. My job? I'm currently retired professionally. Initially I was a teacher, so I'm professionally a teacher, but I worked with the Government of Canada for about 25 years, 26 years. And during that time I was also involved with the Secular Franciscans and involved in different capacities, local, regional, national level. And in 2008 I was elected as Vice Minister General of the Secular Franciscan Order. And the demands of that job made it difficult for me to continue professionally, so I took an early retirement in 2009 so that I could work full-time for the Secular Franciscan Order. So I'm currently retired from my professional work, but working full-time in a voluntary capacity with the Secular Franciscans.
Good, good.
Well, I should say, first of all, what we do. We've been here for 3 days for a fraternal and pastoral visit. I do the fraternal visit of the Secular Franciscans, and Father Martin Bitzer, who is the General Assistant to the Secular Franciscans, does a pastoral visit. So we do these things together. Essentially, it's a moment of communion for the Secular Franciscans in Korea with all other Secular Franciscans in the international fraternity. So we try to approach it from the point of view that we're here to help you in any way we can, but also to learn from your own experience. Essentially, we've met with the National Council. We've visited a number of apostolic works that they do. We've met with the provincial ministers who provide spiritual assistance to the Secular Franciscans. And now, when we go back home, we reflect on all of that and determine what our recommendations will be. So, in a sense, the visit is finished, but there still needs to be some time to reflect on the experience that we've had, and then to see what we can do in terms of helping the Secular Franciscans here in Korea. But generally, as an impression, the Secular Franciscan Order in Korea is very strong. It's also very numerous. There's over 12,000 Secular Franciscans in this country, which is quite large comparatively speaking to other nations. The Secular Franciscan Order is present in 111 nations across the world. We have about 500,000 members worldwide, and Korea, the Secular Franciscans in Korea, are part of that larger group. So what we try to do is to learn from each other in a fraternal way and share what we have learned in Korea with the rest of the world, and the rest of the world with Korea. As I said, the fraternity is very strong, both in numbers and in spirit. It's a very strong formation program. It also has just celebrated its 75th anniversary as a Secular Franciscan Order in Korea last October, which was a tremendous ceremony. Unfortunately, I wasn't here for it, but there were about 6,000 or more participants in that celebration, so it was a great boost, not just to the Secular Franciscans, but to the Franciscan family in Korea, I would think. So the communications with the Secular Franciscans, both internally and externally, seems to be going well. These celebrations, like the 75th anniversary, is a great step forward. They're also very present in the online environment, so they use the internet and various ways of communicating that way, which is also extremely important for an order to be able to be united. And they also have new growth. There's a number of new emerging fraternities, so that's always a good sign of a healthy organization. So those are just some general comments, but I think the most general comment would be that it's a very strong and healthy national fraternity. I think as a secular Franciscan in today's world, we have a lot to offer, as do the other members of the Franciscan family. I tend to look at it in terms of the 3 P's, the letter P: peace, poverty, and the planet. Peace in the sense that we have a call as part of our vocation to make this world in which we live a more peaceful place to live. Poverty, meaning that we try our best to go out to those who have needs, not just materially poor, but psychologically poor, emotionally poor, spiritually poor, and see if we can make some connections and again make a significant contribution in helping people. And the planet, we have a great love for the planet on which we live, so there's a great concern around ecology and trying to do our best to care for the creation that we've inherited and leave it in an even better position when we are finished our work here on earth. So, and all of this is done living in fraternity. So I think those 2 major things are important elements in today's world. If ever we needed an example of trying to build a more peaceful world, a planet that is taking more care of its creation and also helping the poor, it is today. And then also to be able to do that in a way that comes from life in a fraternity. I always try to emphasize that for me personally, and I think for the secular Franciscan order, the greatest sign we can give is that a fraternity, people, very different, very often very different people, coming from different walks and ways of life, conservative, liberal, men and women, if we can live together and love each other as brothers and sisters, that is a tremendous sign for the world. And again, I don't think there's a more opportune time as the age in which we live to be able to witness that this in fact can happen. People can live together as brothers and sisters, caring for each other and living peacefully with each other. Well, I think if I could say one thing, it would be I really wish much peace and much joy and much goodness to not only the secular Franciscans in Korea and not only the Franciscan family in Korea, but all people in Korea. I think you are a very strong nation, and I think it's very opportune that we have this fraternal visit with the secular Franciscans in terms of encouraging you to live peacefully, especially in light of the conflict with North Korea that we're currently living with at this point in time, to live peacefully with each other, to be instruments of peace, and to work hard at caring for the planet that we currently occupied, and to look after the poor and those that are in need. I wish many blessings to all the secular Franciscans and indeed the whole Franciscan family.